Hi, we're back. Welcome to the next show. Hey, I'm Bill Fairman.
I'm Wendy
This
Sweet.
is Wendy Sweet,
Thank
my
you.
lovely and talented sister. So what we're going to talk about in this show is our ideal borrower client. Who is the ideal borrower?
My ideal client is someone who pays us back. I
As a
kind
lender, that I believe that's everyone's ideal client.
of. Okay, well then I'm like everyone else.
No, we are unique.
Just a little.
I don't want to say avatar, but who is our ideal borrower client?
Who is our ideal borrower? Well, that's a great question because it really depends on what the product is, doesn't it? Whether it's a
Sure.
single family property or if it's somebody that's doing multifamily or if it's a commercial borrower that's doing apartments or self-storage
Sure.
or that kind of thing. My favorite person to work with, people who are in our different mastermind groups that we're members of. They're people that we already know, like, and trust. We see the business they've been doing and we know that they're movers and shakers. We know, they're not the kind of person that if they're running into a problem and they're going to have trouble making a payment, that we're not going to have to track them down. That's the kind of person that would pick up the phone and call us and let us know, hey, here's what's going on. Payment's going to be about a week later, whatever the case may be. That's my favorite client to work with for sure in every kind of a lending situation. When you're dealing in a single family arena, that's really where you deal with people who are a little bit newer at being investors and newer meaning a little less experience. And, that's where I love the opportunity to be able to have them meet with me on my Wednesday with Wendy, the mentorship that we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
get them plugged into their local real estate investor club or just hook them up, connect them with other investors that have been in the business that do similar things that they're interested in doing so they can take them under their wings and teach them. So the type of borrower I would say is my favorite would be somebody who really has a passion for real estate.
Yes, but you could be brand new and
Absolutely.
have a passion and
not know what you're doing.
yeah. So this is the perfect opportunity to get mentoring.
Yeah,
That's not exactly our ideal client. Not that we don't have faith in you, but we also run a business.
That's right.
And
ain't nobody got time for that.
Doing a fix and flip on a single family residence, there's a lot of moving parts.
Yes.
And you, as the borrower, are taking all the risk because when we lend the money, we're lending a percentage of the value. And just to throw out numbers, let's assume we're doing 70% of the after repair value. That leaves us a 30% cushion if we ended up having to take this property back because you failed. and let me say this. There's failure in every business. There is in real estate, you're going to lose money. We just don't want it
to be us.
To be on your first house either. My point here is there are things that are out of your control. And when I say you're taking all the risk here, when you've decided to rehab or build a home, it's going to take you between 6 and 12 months to complete the project. And so many things can happen along the way.
Yes.
The markets can change.
Yes.
The specific neighborhood may
things
change.
You have no control over.
Prices go up. There's all kind of stuff that can go wrong. You don't have x-ray vision when you buy a house. You decide you want to take a wall out. You have no idea what's inside that wall.
I had no idea there were that many termites in there.
So the point is you need to get a little bit of an experience, and through mentorships and joint venturing with people who have been there and have done that will make you be a much more prepared borrower for us.
Great move.
The people that we like to do business with are the people that have done 3 or 4 deals already got bruises and cuts on their elbows.
They listen.
And yeah, they're very trainable. But the benefit of a hard money lender is that we are the canary in the coal mine, so to speak. If we don't want to do your project, it's probably not a project that you want to do either.
Right.
Because as lenders, and it's not just us, it's any lender out there, they're always looking at a project that if I have to take this back, how quickly can I sell it?
Right.
Get the money back and get it reinvested, because we're in the business to get interest payments in
Mhm.
return. That capital has to constantly be working. It's not our capital. We have other investors that invest and they expect a return. The longer that money is sitting out there not being used, the worse it is on the investors that put their money into the
That's
fund.
right, especially our mother's
So
money.
we're always, yeah. So we're always looking at how long does it take us to get rid of it. The longer it's going to take us to get rid of a property, the more we have to discount the price in
Mhm.
order to sell it quickly. Speed is more important than price in almost every case.
All right, plus it's
Our ideal borrower also is someone who is not just trying to cut corners. Now, we all want to have a deal. We're all looking for deals. Real estate investors look for deals.
that's what we do.
I have plenty of friends that have called on the real estate investor community and ended up stop calling on the real estate investor community because we're such cheapskates because we're always looking for a deal. So I have to tell a quick story about a borrower who got apparently a really good deal on 2x4s.
Mm.
And he didn't call us to do draw inspections for a little while, which we kind of like. If you have the funds to go ahead and do most of the house before we go out and do an inspection, because every time you go out and do an inspection, it costs you money.
Mm-hmm.
So he was going to save on the inspection fees. Plus, he got apparently a really good deal on 2x4s
Mm-hmm.
and decided to floor the entire house with pine 2x4s instead of using actual flooring.
He was gonna sand off all the print.
So
on
you
it.
had a gap about this much higher than the normal flooring would be. And they were going to sand on. Anyway, no, had to rip it up, start all over again.
Yeah,
so how much money did that save them?
Yeah, not too much. That's
So
for sure.
do you have any borrower stories you'd like
That
to
would
share?
probably take us, I don't know, hours to think of all the different things I can think of. People who are just cutting crazy corners and just trying to find new ways to do things.
Okay, I'll give you another quick example, and this is where Wendy comes in, and she's able to look at these properties. So it was a bungalow they added a little extra square footage to it, but when you walked into the kitchen, there was an L-shaped counter, which was pretty, it's beautiful, nice and open, except the pantry was to the back, and where the refrigerator was going to go.
Oh, yeah.
If you opened the door, it was
Not gonna
let's
open.
put it this way: it was going to hit the countertop.
It looked good
No
when all the
matter
doors
what-
were shut.
No matter what side you put the door on, it was going to hit the countertop. So Wendy's just made the suggestion: move the pantry over to here because these doors are much smaller,
Mm-hmm.
and then move the anyway, so you can put the refrigerator over there. Well, they didn't listen to him.
Mm-mm.
So they put the refrigerator in. Sure enough, it was hitting either side. So you know what their solution was? They took the refrigerator out and they told people to get their own appliances.
Yeah, so they wanted to sell the house with people thinking that they wouldn't think about there being
We'll give
a
you a
refrigerator
credit
there.
for the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's kind of cheating.
So the next thing you learn is take advice from others.
Yes,
Especially someone who has been through at least 500
this year.
At least 500 fix and flips, has seen a lot of stuff and understands design. Wendy is not just a mortgage person; she's a licensed realtor in 2 states, and
Don't hold that against me.
has been and has done so for
38 years. I know. I
tell
was
people.
12. I was 12.
Almost forgot again. CarolinaHardMoney.com for any new information or any additional information you'd like on us, correct?
Mhm, that's right.
So on our next show, we're going to talk about who our ideal investor client would be. So thanks again. We'll see you on the next show, correct?
See you soon.
So thank you so much for joining us. If you really like what you heard, you want to see some more, switch over here or here or perhaps there. There's more episodes, but they're somewhere.
Yeah.
By the way, subscribe and like us as well.
Please.